In Week 7, the Patriots got a huge upset win against their divisional rival, the Buffalo Bills. The Pats improved to 2-5, and some hope returned to the team and their fans. The Week 8 game was against another divisional rival, the Miami Dolphins. A win against the Dolphins would be a game changer for the Patriots. It would put them at 3-5, and the thought of making the playoffs would be back on the table. Hope would be restored. This game is going to be one that defines the Patriots for the remainder of the 2023 season.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So, it turns out that Week 7 win against Buffalo is actually just a huge fluke. The phrase, any given Sunday, is a thing for a reason, but seeing the Pats beat one of the best teams in the league actually made it seem possible that they could turn their season around. Instead, the Dolphins beat the Patriots 31-17, dominating them in all facets of the game. Seeing the team that dominated the NFL for 2 decades actually be the sole owner of last place in the AFC is hard to believe. The Patriot way that the organization has lived and died by during Bill Belichick's time with the team seemed as if it was foolproof. Every player bought into the system and took the classic Belichick saying, "Do your job," to heart. It seemed as if the Patriots could take any player and make them into a Pro Bowler. But the problem with this mantra is that it was a lot easier to believe in when you had the greatest quarterback of all time as the guy leading the way. I'm not saying Mac Jones is a bad quarterback by any means. I actually believe Mac could be a very successful quarterback on a lot of teams in the league today. But the Pats have had 3 games this season that they've lost by 1 possession. You can't deny the fact that if Brady was the quarterback of this team, that they would have won at least one of those games and possibly all 3. And I know that sounds like an obvious statement. He's the greatest quarterback to ever play, for crying out loud. But if you look at the way the roster has been constructed, it seems as if Belichick either thinks that he still has Brady on the team, or he truly believes that the Patriot way is going to be what will lead them to victory. A big thing during Brady's earlier career was how he was able to win with a less than stellar cast on offense. Before Randy Moss came to the Pats in 2007, Brady had one receiver reach 1,000 receiving yards, and that was Troy Brown in 2001. The Patriots receiving group today doesn't have anyone that's going to hit 1,000 receiving yards this season, and Mac Jones hasn't had a 1,000-yard receiver in his 2 previous seasons either. The Patriots have weapons that Brady could have done something with, but Mac Jones isn't Brady. And it isn't like they haven't had the opportunity to add a top option to the receiving group. DeAndre Hopkins was a free agent this offseason, and at one point, the Pats were the favorites to sign him. They ended up not wanting to pay him the money that he wanted, and Hopkins signed with the Titans. Hopkins currently has more receiving yards than any Patriots receiver by almost 100 receiving yards, and he would be second on the Patriots in receiving touchdowns. The Patriots also decided to let go of their number 1 receiver from last season, Jacoby Myers, in favor of Juju Smith-Schuster. Jacoby Myers wanted to stay on the team, but the Pats decided to let him go and sign Juju to the same exact contract that Myers got from the Raiders. Take a look at these 2 players' stats side by side this season and see just how bad of a decision that was. Juju's on pace for the worst season of his career by far, while Myers is on pace for the best season of his career. Both Hopkins and Myers could realistically be on the Patriots right now. Just the addition of these 2 players would have made the Pats a much bigger threat than they are now. I know that hindsight's 20/20, but there are plenty of people complaining about the Patriots' decisions in the offseason, and those people have been proven right. And I don't want to say that Mac Jones doesn't deserve any of the blame. He's currently leading the 2nd lowest scoring offense in the league at 14.8 points per game, and he's only thrown 9 touchdown passes compared to 8 interceptions, and he's certainly made a lot of questionable decisions. But when some of his highest paid receivers wouldn't even make the rosters of the majority of the teams in the league, then all of this talk about tank for Caleb is discrediting what he's been able to do in his short career. He made the playoffs with the Patriots his rookie season. There's nothing in his game that shows he himself has gotten any worse. The team around him has just become exponentially worse than they were 2 seasons ago. Even the Patriots' defense, which is where Belichick's strengths are as a coach, are allowing 26 points per game, the 7th most in the entire league. The Pats have had 2 devastating season-ending injuries to Christian Gonzalez and Matthew Judon, arguably the best 2 players on the defense, so it isn't surprising that the defense is doing poorly, but when great defense has been the backbone of the team for 20 years, how can you expect the worst offense that a Bill Belichick Patriots team has ever had to win games? The defense is averaging less than 1 takeaway per game, compared to last season when they averaged almost 2 takeaways per game. That's a whole possession that the offense is missing out on. The offense actually doing something with that possession is questionable, but when the offense is as bad as it is, every possession is needed. For over 20 years, the Patriot way has been what the organization has claimed as their reason for success. Everyone's buying into the system and doing their job. When you have the greatest quarterback of all time leading the way, though, any system that you have is going to be successful. We saw that when Brady left and he won a Super Bowl without the Patriots. For the first time in a long time, the Pats are at a crossroads. When Brady left, they signed Cam Newton for a year, and then Mac was the starter. They had a clear plan. Have Mac buy into the Patriot way and win football games like they always did. That plan isn't working anymore. The Patriots will have the third most cap space in the NFL for the 2024 offseason. They need to use that cap space effectively to build an offense that isn't an embarrassment to watch. The defense will have the two best players back, and Belichick is a defensive mastermind. That side of the ball isn't something the Pats need to worry about. The Pats need to do two things with that cap space. They need to bolster up the offensive line, and they need to get a true number one receiver on offense who Mac Jones can look towards when they need to make a play. Whoever that is, they're going to want to get paid, and the Pats need to break their decades-long philosophy and do it. They need to let the Patriot way retire alongside Brady. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Didn't think anyone would come this far. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and comment your thoughts down below. Thanks.